Hey there. Okay, so this is the second part of the presentation about Chapter 2, dictionary use. So we're picking it up on page 179, and this is hints for finding words when you're not sure how to spell them. So they give us a couple of hints in a purple, like a lavender bluish box on page 179. Hint 1. If you're not sure about the vowels, you will have to experiment. Vowels often sound the same, so try an I in place of an A, or an I in place of an E, and so on. If you can't find a word that sounds like it begins with PA, try looking under PE, or PI, or PO, or PU, or PY. Hint number 2. There are several combinations that often sound alike. If your word isn't spelled with one of the letters in a pair or group below, it might be spelled with another in the same pair or group. For example, C and K, C and S, F, V, and PH, G and J, QU, KW, or K, SC and Z, SCH, SC, SK, and so on. I would take a look at all of these options, shun, shun, and shun, spelled three different ways, W or a W with a silent H, and so forth. These are all worth looking at. Hint number 3. Consonants are sometimes doubled in a word, and if you can't find your word with a single consonant, try doubling it. Examples: horrid, fetter, dally, butte, bedding, bellow, attire, hummingbird. All right, for practice 2, which is on the top of page 180, you will need a dictionary, or you could refer to, before the pandemic, I had packets of dictionary pages that I copied for the class. We can't do that because we're doing things remotely. However, you can use the Merriam-Webster online dictionary, and I did take pictures of a few dictionary pages that you'll see in this presentation. Okay, try using your ear, the hints on page 179, and guide words to help you find the correct spelling of the following words. Write each correct spelling in the answer space. So again, we're looking at practice 2, and they are giving us these words that they have spelled wrong. Revise, kidnap, please, believe, really, school teacher, writing, library, definitely, and across. All right, so let's start with revise. You probably know the right way to spell this, but it's just an exercise. So let's say I don't know and I try to look it up. I find my way to a page in the dictionary that has the guide words revere / revolve. Revise is going to occur in between those two words, right? If I'm only sure of REVI, then here's what I find in my dictionary on that page. I find review, revile, revise, REVISE, and then I find two more words that are REVIS, but no REVIZ. So it's definitely REVIS. All right, the next word is, let's see, revise, kidnap, please. Number 3 is please, and of course they've spelled it wrong. So our little friends over here, this guy has the wrong spelling. His friend is saying that seems wrong. Let's look it up in the dictionary. All right, so if I find my way to a page in the dictionary that has PLEA, plea, and plot as the guide words, I'm going to start looking at all the words that start with PLE and see what I come up with. Like if I was mistaken and I thought it might have two E's, right? Plea, plea bargain, plea bargaining, plead, pleasant, pleasantry. Ah, there's please, PLEASE. pleasing, pleasurable, pleasure, pleat, just in case I want to double check that there's no please with two E's. Pleat, P-L-E-A-T, is the last word that has an E and an A. And then after that, we've got plebeian, plebiscite, plectrum, pled, pledge. There's no word with P-L-E-E. So it's definitely this one here, P-L-E-A-S-E. All right. Definitely. Well, this one's also spelled wrong. So this is number 9 in practice 2. So let's go back to the dictionary, and in my dictionary I find a page with the guide words default/definite. So definite's pretty close to definitely. Let's see what I come up with. So let's say I'm only sure of the first 5 letters, D-E-F-I-N. Well, I find deficit, defile, define, definite. I'm getting very close now. And this is the last word on the page, but now in this case, what I need to do is look at the whole definition. So definite's an adjective, and it gives me the definition. 1, having exact limits. 2, precise in meaning. Explicit. 3, certain or positive. And then 4, there's a special grammatical meaning. That's what gram means, grammatical. Limiting or specifying. The is the definite article, right? That they refer to the as the definite article. It's a special use of the word definite. But look down here. Definitely is the adverb form of it, and definiteness is the noun form. So this is what we want right here, definitely. It doesn't have a separate entry in the dictionary because it's listed under definite. It's a form of definite. It's the adverb form of that adjective. All right, so then I learned, oh, okay, it's got 2 I's, D-E-F-I-N-I-T-E-L-Y. All right, so let's move on. All right, learning from a dictionary entry. This is on page 180. They show us the word distress, and they want to point some things out to us. So all of the following information may be provided in a dictionary entry. Spelling and syllables, pronunciation symbols and accent marks, parts of speech. So here's the pronunciation with the accent marks. Distress, you're putting the stress on the second syllable. Parts of speech, noun, N for noun, right? Or V for verb. Irregular forms of the word. So that would be distressed, distressing, distresses, your definitions, and they might give you synonyms as well. All right, etymology. So let's see if this is, okay, etymology. Etymology is a noun, and the plural is etymologies, and it comes from the Greek etymos, which means true, and logos, which means word. And this is the origin and development of a word. Number 2, the linguistic study of word origins. So I happen to think that etymology is fascinating, and I'm very interested in the history of the English language. So something I want to share with you about that is that the English language draws words from several other languages, and that is part of what makes studying the history of each word very fascinating. So for example, we have 25% of our words are Germanic. Then we have 28% that are French and 28% that come from the Latin. About 6% come from the Greek, and about 3% are derived from proper names. And the way that this was determined is that a survey was done using about 80,000 words found in the shorter Oxford English Dictionary, and some of those words may not get used very often. However, what they find is that in English, even though only 25% of the words in the dictionary are Germanic, in any given book that you might read or article, about 70% of the words in any text are the Anglo-Saxon words, the Germanic words. And the reason why is because they are the oldest words in the language and they are the most useful words. So that means a subset of the words likely to be found in a book or article includes many words that get used the most, right? So again, We've only got 25% of the words in our dictionary that are Germanic, but we use them 70% of the time. So let me show you some examples of these extremely useful, very old words in the language. 70% of the words in most texts are Anglo-Saxon, and most of our grammar in English is also Anglo-Saxon. All right, so here's some examples above: already, baby, become, chicken, clean, daily, did, edge, elbow, fall, flash, food, give, go, good, hair, high, in, indeed, instead, jaw, job, jumble, keep, kick, kind, lamb, land, life, make, month, more, name, neither. Those are all super, super common, very useful words. We rely heavily on the Anglo-Saxon words in English for ordinary language, the things we need to say the most often. All right, so that's my little thing that I wanted to share with you about some of the history of the English language. Next, we're going to look at practice 3, which is on page 181. And let's see, spelling and syllables. The dictionary first gives you the correct spelling and syllable breakdown, and they show dots that separate the words into syllables. So for practice 3, what they want us to do is to use the dictionary, or you might be able to just use your instincts, right? To break each word up into the syllables, to put the dots in between. So like happy, you would put the syllable break in between the two P's. Rumor, you would put it between the U and the M. And separating syllables. Use your dictionary to separate the following words into syllables. Put a large dot between the syllables, then write down the number of syllables in each word. Okay, so we've got conformity, conformity. That's the example that they give you, and they show you how to break it down. It's 4 syllables. Then they give us fragment. So you can look it up in the dictionary, or you can just say it slowly. Fragment, right? Fragment. It's 2 syllables. Injection. Let's move ahead because all right, injection. Injection. You can figure out where to put those breaks, right? And then you decide how many syllables that is. Or if you have a dictionary, like let's say you have one and you want to look up complicate, well, you can look it up. It's right here in the dictionary, right? And you can see how they break it up. Complicate. Insensitive. Well, here's that word in the dictionary. Insensitive. And practice 7 has to do with parts of speech. And I'm going to have to break, we're at 13 minutes, so I'm going to have to actually break this and make another separate little video for that. Be right back.